So therefore, if you do a blue sky thinking around how businesses can take advantage of something like this, you had written about this in your real estate example. I saw in one of your newsletters how
Right.
you applied it in the real estate world. How do you think
Yes.
businesses can take advantage? If I was a automotive company or if I were a retail company, and I
Yeah.
have, because there's a lot of discussion around AI, but if I were
Yeah.
a retail company, how do I take advantage of this? And
Yeah, and yeah, and that's a great question. And the answer goes back to sort of what I was saying earlier, which is that, deep learning solved perception, right? A lot of human work involves perception, right? It involves looking at something, it involves reading something, right? It involves listening to something, to people, right? So a lot of the input that humans get is perceptual. And traditionally that had to be transformed into something for the machine to process. Now imagine, instead of, and the real estate example you refer to, you don't need to have like an inspector to send to a house to look at its condition and take pictures and stuff like that, right? So in the example I mentioned, I just used Google Street View images to predict the condition of a house, right? So I got a bunch of humans to say, hey, what's the condition of this house? Got Google Street View to look at it. And the results were, pretty much very similar to human results, right? So if you can actually eliminate a lot of that grunt work, the very inefficient work, right? Someone has to go to a place, take pictures, and then translate those into language and put it into a report, right? There's a lot of human work, a lot of inefficiency involved in that, right? And you're paying people hundreds of thousands of dollars to do that, right?
Correct.
And now you can do that with a machine that says, hey, take these, send a drone over there, take a bunch of pictures. You can even send a drone inside a house to take pictures, right? You can, process unstructured data. So a lot of this sort of general intelligence becomes available at really low cost, right? And this is what I find like incredibly exciting about what's coming down the road, is that a lot of the sort of grunt work that humans do can really get streamlined and done equally well or even better by the machine. So it has huge potential both at the retail level, just you and me using the machine, or businesses, trying to make processes more efficient or better through AI.
So it's almost like saying that so the internet typically got the supply chain optimization, out of the way, and now you're talking about the grunt work, which is really the effort and information processing, becoming far more efficient, and therefore there's a whole new information supply chain that might get optimized because of AI.
Exactly. Yeah. You put it better than I did, Swami.